A snake bite is always an emergency. But what if, even after reaching the hospital in time, there's nothing doctors can do? Despite decades of scientific research, some snakes remain untreatable because no antivenom exists for their venom. These are the ones so rare, so dangerous, that a bite could be your last. Welcome back to Venomous Bites. In this video, we're looking at snakes so dangerous that no antivenom exists for their bite. We'll see where they live, how their venom works, and why scientists still haven't found a cure. Bush viper. Bush vipers are a group of small to medium-sized venomous snakes found in the forests and shrublands of sub-Saharan Africa. All belong to the genus Atheris, and while they share the same rough, keeled scales and striking colors, there are several different species under this umbrella, including the variable bush viper, Atheris squamigera, the Zambra bush viper, Atheris ceratophora, and the green bush viper, Atheris chlorechis. What makes them especially dangerous is that, for most of these snakes, no specific antivenom exists. If you're bitten, doctors can only treat the symptoms, swelling, internal bleeding, and organ damage, while hoping your body fights off the venom. The variable bush viper, in particular, has no dedicated antivenom, and although some hospitals have tried using antivenom for related vipers like Echis, the results are unpredictable at best. They are arboreal snakes, meaning they prefer to hang out in trees. These snakes live in tropical rainforests and do not come in contact with humans very often, which is good because there is no antivenom for the African bush viper. They can get to be 2.5 feet long and are bright green, red, orange, or yellow. Their scales are spiky, giving them a dragon-like look. Blue Malayan coral snake. The blue Malayan coral snake, Caliphus bivirgatus, is one of Southeast Asia's most visually striking snakes, with a bright blue back, neon red head and tail, and a belly that flashes warning colors when threatened. But behind that beauty lies one of the fastest-acting venoms in the snake world. Unlike most snakes that use venom to paralyze, the blue coral snake's toxins overload the victim's nervous system, causing all the nerves to fire at once. This leads to instant, agonizing muscle contractions, loss of control over breathing, and in severe cases, death, often within hours. There's no specific antivenom for the species. Treatment is purely supportive, keeping the victim alive long enough for the body to clear the toxins naturally if it can. Because it lives deep in Southeast Asian forests, bites are rare, but if one happens far from medical care, the outcome can be grim. Monocled cobra, West Bengal. Sleek, fast, and feared across Asia, the monocled cobra is already one of the most dangerous snakes on Earth. But in West Bengal, this species has a sinister twist. Its venom is different. Far more neurotoxic than in other regions, it attacks the nervous system with devastating speed, shutting down the muscles that let you breathe. In India, doctors rely on a standard polyvalent antivenom made for the country's so-called Big Four snakes. But here's the problem. That antivenom was never designed for the West Bengal monocled cobra's venom. In many cases, it barely works, and sometimes not at all. This means even in a hospital, a bite can be fatal unless the victim's body responds to treatment in time. And because no region-specific antivenom exists, survival often comes down to how quickly you reach medical care and how lucky you are. Syncrite. Across the dry plains and farmlands of Pakistan and northwestern India slithers one of the most feared snakes in South Asia, the syncrite. It doesn't strike often, but when it does, the results are almost always catastrophic. Its venom is among the most potent of any land snake, over 40 times stronger than that of a common cobra. And here's the chilling truth: there is no specific antivenom for it. The standard polyvalent antivenoms used in the region, they have little to no effect. Once the neurotoxic venom enters the body, it starts shutting down nerve signals, paralyzing muscles, including the ones you need to breathe. Survival depends entirely on how quickly a victim can be put on artificial ventilation. In rural areas, where the snake is most often encountered, that life-saving equipment is rarely within reach. For many, an encounter with the syncrite is a race against time they can't win. Twig snake. In the tangled branches of sub-Saharan Africa hides a snake so deceptive, it looks like a harmless twig until it strikes. Twig snakes are slender, motionless, and beautifully camouflaged, waiting patiently for a chameleon, bird, or frog to wander by. But behind that quiet elegance lies a venom capable of causing internal hemorrhaging, organ failure, and death, and there's no antivenom to stop it. These aren't just any colubrids. When their venom enters the bloodstream, it dismantles the body's clotting system. Doctors can only treat the symptoms, blood transfusions, fluid support, dialysis, but they can't stop the venom from doing its damage. The antivenom for a related species, the boomslang, doesn't work here. Twig snake bites must be treated purely with symptomatic care. Fatal bites are rare, but they have happened. Even a herpetologist once succumbed to one. In the wild, a single moment of careless contact in a remote spot can turn beautiful camouflage into a hidden curse. These snakes are a reminder that not every bite has a cure, and not every encounter has a second chance. Their venom works faster than science can respond, and in the wild, that makes them true apex predators. If you ever find yourself in their territory, remember, the safest way to survive is to never get close. Thanks for watching Venomous Bites. If you found this video eye-opening, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who thinks all snake bites can be treated. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.